I think that marks the end of our kind of real highlight, mind-blowing graphics rendering demos from NVIDIA here. And we should probably move on to some of the games and some of the implementations of technologies that we might actually see in the more kind of short to medium term future here.
Right.
One thing that really did impress me, and the next thing that we looked at, was this demo of Black State, which we've already obviously covered on the channel before. It's an extremely impressive title that also happens to run at a fairly ridiculous performance level on Blackwell GPUs, also on Ada GPUs, also probably on RTX 3000 GPUs.
Yeah,
it's truly remarkable.
It probably
demo.
scales low. It looked like an extremely optimized game, and it was running Unreal Engine 5.4, but was not using Lumen, was not using Nanite. They elected to not use them. They're using instead ray reconstruction here, I believe, as well as like hardware ray tracing. And they've said they're doing a lot of stuff custom that is actually very diverged in a lot of rendering ways from standard Unreal Engine 5.4. And that kind of gives the demo its like amazing things. They were like really focused on having no stutters, which is a typical Unreal Engine issue. Immaculate kind of like geometric detail without Nanite. Immaculate, I would kind of say, materials. I'm not talking about like neural rendered materials. That's obviously another level. But for a current AAA game, kind of quality materials, extremely high up there, like really clean. It was running in like DLSS quality mode, 4K if I recall.
Yeah.
And even without like the normal frame gen on, it was already like in the hundreds FPS, right? It was like really high. And then they kept turning on levels of frame gen, and it just kept getting more and more ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think by the end they were like just faintly shy of 400 FPS.
Yeah. I think it was DLSS performance mode with the quad.
Yeah.
With the quad
frame gen, yeah.
Which was like 400 FPS. The monitor couldn't even display that, but it was just ridiculous. And you know, the demo also, there's a lot of other things to praise about this. Like there's a lot of physical effects, like a lot of physical objects. The effects work was ridiculous. They showed this boss fight with this like, I don't know, it looks like something almost like a mix between Doom Eternal and like, I have no idea what's going on. This art style is crazy.
Kind of like some Kojima stuff.
Yeah, some sort of Kojima stuff. Like this guy looks nuts, and he's like shooting out these like wave distortion effects. Refraction and also all of the GPU particles in the demo were reflected in the ray trace reflections, which is definitely not a thing you get in standard UE at all. Not. They added that in. So these are like custom reflections as well too. And it was just running like so ridiculously well while looking smooth as heck. And like they also showed off some other wicked stuff like when you shoot enemies, like they dismember incredibly.
Oh yeah. Totally.
Like I didn't expect that, but he was like, yeah, I'm just gonna like shoot off this guy's leg. Yeah. And you know, there's a lot to be said about this. Like these guys at Motion Blur Studios, they're from Turkey, and they have like a great adherence to really good technical art, smoothness, and attention to detail. Like every texture you go up to, every little bit of geometry, not using Nanite, mind you, you get up really close, you can see like variations in material. You can see like tons of just variance in just how the little bits of geometry look across the scene. They were really intent on showing that off. And the game, they wanted it so that when you get close to objects, you're not like seeing textures break down.
Right.
And that's all throughout the demo, basically. And the third-person camera at the distance it has, everything just always looks high-res. It looks incredible.
Yeah, I'd say like a lot of these details, like this kind of plastic lining here.
Yeah.
Just like so fine. And oh my God, look at that flaky paint there. Yeah. I mean, it just really does look ridiculous. They showed us a new area as well as, I think, an area that they might have demoed off
to John and Rich. Yeah.
To John and Rich.
Yeah. And the new area was like the boss fight area. And they show other really cool things like that, like when you go in between rooms, they switch out the rooms and it like portals to the another area. Mm-hmm. And you can go back and forth between these like portal rooms. And they really wanted to emphasize like people, when they saw this trailer originally, they thought it was like a fake game. Like we've seen fake games, like what was that State game? I don't know. Do you remember? It was like they got like, they tried to release it and it was like some sort of BS demo on Steam or whatever. What was it called? Like, it wasn't State of Decay. It was like Devastator. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
Write a comment below this web zone if you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah, it's not a fake game. It's super real.
Extremely real.
Yeah, they were playing it right in front of us, and it just looked ridiculous the entire
Yeah.
time. This is one that I really want to cover on the channel when it comes out because they're focusing first just on a PC version. They wouldn't comment about consoles, and they just wanted to make sure that the PC version was super high quality and running really well across a variety of hardware. They really wanted to emphasize the fact that they want a game that runs well on a lot of hardware. So,
Yeah. I thought it was really compelling too because they had the game on a 240 hertz monitor there, but they were actually hitting frame rates in excess of like 50% higher, higher than that. So it's like, this is a game that looks top notch. It's like one of the best looking games I've ever seen in person for sure.
yeah.
The kinds of stuff they're doing with Unreal Engine, it's just really intense. I've never seen anything like it, and it looks incredible, and it's running at such a high performance level on new RTX Blackwell GPUs that even the very highest end displays that currently exist don't really capture its majesty. Like it is just such an incredibly compelling demo, and it really shows off the kind of incredible performance that you can have with MFR or with MFG rather, which is a really compelling technology when you hit these super high frame rates, I think.